And we're back with Shades of Green on KDWN 720 AM in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Paul Ira, and in studio we have Cindy Coletti from Sunwest Custom Homes. And we were just talking about building custom homes and how she got started, and she was just informing us that she took the contractor's test and passed. So tell us a little bit more about that, Cindy.
Oh, it was exciting, nerve-wracking, but I tried to keep a very positive feel. As I was building the first house that I did, I bought an El Camino, if anyone remembers what an El Camino is like, and put my plans in the rack behind. You know, I drive around and I say, I am a contractor, I am a contractor, I am a contractor. You know, just wanted to convey, you know, this positive feeling of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I am going to be a contractor, I'm going to pass that test, I'm going to build houses for other people. I just wanted this so bad, you know. And so, as I say, I cannot remember how many people were in the class, but I was the only woman, and I was absolutely thrilled to be able to, several weeks later, my son and I are in the kitchen there, and I opened the envelope, and it said, you know, you passed. Yay! I jumped up and down. I was so happy. Now I can build houses for other people, which is what I wanted to do. With that, I formed my company. Back in Florida, my company was called El Rancho West, okay? Leaning a little back to California where I came from, my roots. And I put my sign out front. I finished that house that I did, and I wound up building 22 homes in that area.
Wow,
yeah.
Wonderful.
I got very active in the Home Builders Association down there. Everybody was very nice. So I got to meet a lot of people. I would enter a lot of Parade of Homes events down there too, and put different little designs in different houses in the Parade of Homes, and people liked what I did, and it created more work for me. So I really did quite well down there, and I'm pleased to say that. My son, who was about 12, 13, 14 years old at the time, he loved, you know, watching me and jumping in and helping out whenever he could. He was my little superintendent, you know. As he got older, then he could drive the car. He finished up school down there as we continued to build, and went to the community college and got a degree in building technology. At that point, the interest rates, if you recall, were going through the roof.
What year was that?
This was like around 1981, 82.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided, unfortunately, my mom passed away early on when I moved there, and life wasn't quite the same. You know, I moved there because of her in a way, and we were very close. And so I decided maybe it was time to maybe move on. And so friends of ours had moved to Colorado Springs. We went to visit them there and decided, hey, this would be nice. It's a little closer back towards California, and the opportunities look good. I visited the Home Builders Association there. My older son at the time was going to Chico State, Northern California, okay? And so we decided to make that move to Colorado Springs. We had been in Florida about 7 years, so then in 82 we made the move to Colorado Springs. But I wanted to immediately get a house under construction. They had started their Parade of Homes event there, and so I, you know, decided I didn't have a whole lot of time to design a house or anything for it. It was up at the end of a cul-de-sac, so a home that I built for my son and I in that same acre, you know, area had like a prow-shaped window to it, which was very different for Florida, very different. And but it would have fit perfect on this lot at the end of this cul-de-sac in Colorado Springs with views and everything looking out. So I took that plan and had it all ready to go, built the house on that cul-de-sac up there, won a lot of awards.
Oh, wonderful.
And there I go. I got started then in Colorado Springs, and it was very successful, won a lot of different awards, you know, different Parade of Homes events and whatnot, the same thing. And but then around the late 80s, there was a downturn in the market, Colorado Springs, Denver area, if you recall, And a lot of the people from that area were coming to Las Vegas, even a few builders. So I visited Las Vegas and thought, hey, this isn't bad, you know. I like the warm weather. What do you do in Colorado? You ski. So I did a lot of skiing, okay? But here it was warm again. I like warm. So we decided to make that move. At that point, my son, because I kind of, you know, worked with him to try to take over the business someday, and I sent him on ahead of me to then get the contractor's license. It was his turn to then get the license. So he went on ahead and got the license, and I stayed behind because there was his house, he'd gotten married there, so we had to, you know, hopefully sell his house, sell my house. It was a spec home we had, a few little jobs we were finishing up. Even though we couldn't quite sell everything because of the market, we rented them out. But then a year later, I came out and followed him out there, and we had started a house here in Las Vegas.
That's interesting because, like they say, one man's floor is another man's ceiling. You were leaving Colorado because the market was depressed. I moved to Colorado and, under a depressed market, bought a home that the bank was going to foreclose on. And I asked the guy, I said, how much do you want for this? He said, $160,000. I was like, I'll take it. I ended up selling that house 10 years later for $425,000.
Hey, look at that.
And then I moved to Las Vegas, and I bought a home here in 2012 when we were at the bottom of the market, and paid $160,000 for it, and it's now up to $250,000 already. So, you know, like they say, one door closes, another one opens.
Oh yeah, yeah. But as far as building goes, it wasn't a market, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a buyer's market at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. So that wasn't working for us building. So the best move was.
Tell me
Las
where you're going to
Vegas.
move next, so I can follow you
Oh,
over there
no,
and
no.
get that next good deal.
No, I've retired from my company about 16 years ago, actually. You know, a long time been retired. So, as I say,
So you end up in Las Vegas then, and
I'm in Las Vegas.
Right,
yeah.
right around 1989, I think. Was
1989, we
is that where
moved
you
here.
started SunWest?
Yes, because El Rancho West, as you know, is a taken name in Las Vegas, so we had to change. For a long time, we went SunWest Homes, you know, or El Rancho West, DBA SunWest. About 5 or 8 years ago, we just dropped the El Rancho West, so it was just strictly SunWest. You
Okay.
know, yeah, we've always done that. Yes.
So you can tell us a little bit about building homes and the dream home concept. How do you get started? You know, me and my new wife want to build a dream home. What do we start thinking about? What are our ideas? What do we come to you with and say, hey, how do we build a dream home?
Well, you know, this is a very important question, and you know, it is something that we've had people come to us that have, over the years, that have spent a lot of money on building plans because they think they need to see, you know, like, okay, we'd like to build a home. Where do we start? What do we do? Do we buy the land first? I guess we need to see an architect. We have to have a home design.
I was going to say the layman, and I made this, I didn't make the mistake, but I made the assumption that if I'm going to build a home, I need to start out by getting an architect.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I used to do drafting. I can design a home. I can draw it all out.
Not everybody can, though. Most
not
people,
everyone's a
no,
former
no,
draftsman.
No. But anyhow, this is what we saw happen to us, and I'll tell you more as, you know, when we come
Okay,
back, okay?
so we're going to talk about building dream homes when we come back, and what's the first step, and we'll be right back to Shades to Green on KDWN 720.